Great. Na mwelekezi utaangalia upande wa Facebook, nafikiri kwamba kuna tatizo mle. Now, tuko ndani ya Takasikio ya leo. Na hii ni Takasikio nzuri ambayo itatusaidia katika kuelewa mambo kwa njia iliyo safi. Leo lazima niangalie saa ndivyo nisizidishe time ambayo inafaa kuwepo. Now, kulikuwa kuna huyu ambaye tutamuita generali wa kivita.
Okay.
Na alikuwa ni generali wa kivita ambaye alikuwa anajulikana sana na alikuwa na sifa ya kuwawekea maadui mitego hatari sana. Na alikuwa anajulikana ya kwamba mahali popote pale ambapo angeingia na kuya kwamba kuna vita ambavyo vinaendelea mle. Huyu alikuwa ni watu ambao wanakuja na mikakati ya kwamba adui hawezi kabisa kushinda. Na kwa sababu hiyo aliheshimiwa sana kule ambako alikuwa anatoka, lakini pia akawa anaheshimiwa na majenerali kutoka maeneo mengine, licha ya kwamba walikuwa wanatafuta jinsi ya kudeal naye na jeshi lake hili. Na alikuwa anajulikana kwamba pia ni generali ambaye alikuwa anatoa mafunzo kwa jeshi lake kamili ya kwamba sasa wakiamua wanakwenda vita, ilikuwa inajulikana even before wafike kule ya kwamba like 100% watashinda. Na mara nyingi ushindi waliopata mkubwa. Ndiyo, katika vita hakutakosa ya kwamba kila upande kuna wale ambao wanaumia, kuna wale ambao wanapoteza maisha yao. Lakini kwa sababu wako katika hali ya vita, lazima sasa wangefanya nini? Wangepigana. Sasa kuna siku moja wakatoka kuvurugana na adui mwingine, generali mwingine na jeshi lake katika sehemu nyingine. Na hivyo vita wakavipigana sana. Kwa kujitolea sana. Lakini pia naye generali yule mwingine pia naye alikuwa amejipanga kisawasawa. Kwa hiyo vita hivi ama haya makabiliano yalichukua muda wa kama saa 6 for 6 hours non-stop. Okay? Na hawa ni watu ambao wanatumia silaha za kila aina. Kuna bunduki, kuna mishale, kuna panga, kuna rungu, kuna nini. Walipigana for 6 hours. So makabiliano yalikuwa yanaisha kitu saa 10 jioni. Na sasa huyu generali akawa ameweza kumshinda yule mwingine na jeshi lake. Sasa wale waka-retreat na wakahepa. So baada ya kushinda hivi vita, huyu generali sasa wakasherehekea pamoja sana na kikosi chake hiki. Na alikuwa na kikosi kikubwa sana. And then sasa ikafika ni wakati sasa wa kurudi kule ambako sasa wanatoka. So on their way wakafika katika ngome ya generali mwingine ambaye kwanza ndiye alikuwa adui mkubwa wa hawa. Lakini sasa by the time wanafika hapo, huyu generali kwa sababu ya vita vile ambavyo amevipigana kule, akawa amechoka sana. So alipofika hapo ni saa 1, giza limeanza kuingia, amechoka. So akaangalia hawa wanajeshi wake akawaambia, mimi nimechoka tu na nataka tupumzike hapa. So wale wanajeshi wengine wakamwambia, hapana, kwa sababu sasa hapa ni kwa adui. So pale ambapo walikwenda wakasimama, kuna vile ambavyo kulikuwa kumewekwa ua ambalo linatenganisha upande ule na upande huu mwingine. And then kuna gate ambayo ilikuwa imetengenezwa hapo. You know? So akasema, mimi nimechoka. Now this is what he did. Akaambia idadi kubwa ya hawa wanajeshi wake waendelee na safari, waende wakapumzikie mbali sana. Mbali sana na huko. Aliwaambia kutoka hapa ambapo tupo, nataka mwende kama kilomita 15 mkapumzikie huko. Naye akabaki na idadi ndogo sana ya wanajeshi wasiozidi 100. Sasa wale wengine wanamuuliza, but what if huyu ajue ya kwamba you are
around
within, alafu amwe kukuvamia usiku na umetuambia sisi twende, itakuwaje? Akasema, nimetoa amri, sijatoa.
Nimetoa amri.
Na amri yangu wakati ambapo nimeitoa si ya kuketi chini tuanze kujadiliana. Nikishasema kwamba muondoke, muende umbali wa kilomita 15 mkapumzike, I know what I'm telling you. And then wakaangaliana, then wakauliza, tukuachie baadhi ya silaha? Akasema, what have I said?
Just go.
And then wanatembea kidogo, alafu anaangalia nyuma na mzee, general,
uko sure?
Hiyo idadi ambayo umebaki nayo hapo, are you sure? Akasema, nimwambia hivi, 15 kilometers from here. Mwende mkapumzike huko. Mimi mniache hapa na hawa.
Yeah.
So wakati ambapo waliona ameinsist, kuna lingine, wakaondoka shingo upande tu lakini wakaenda. Sasa akabaki na hili kundi lingine. Sasa kwa ile gate tayari washaweka bendera yao kuonyesha yeyote ambaye anapita hapa ya kwamba kuna jeshi ambalo liko within. Na kuna mpaka na mabango ambao wameyaweka ambao mengine yako na picha zao wakati ambapo wameinua silaha za vita, wameshinda sijui wapi huko makabiliano. So wana mark the territory ambao wako, lakini kumbuka
Wako kwa wenyewe.
Wako karibu na ngome sana ya adui mkubwa. So akawa amepumzika. Then kidogo kwa sababu kuchoka, by the time inagonga saa 4, alikuwa tayari amechukuliwa na usingizi. Sasa hawa wanajeshi wengine nao wako tu around, wanachungulia sasa idadi yao wanasema in case wale wakajua
tuko hapa
ya kwamba tuko hapa
gone,
na hii namba yenye tuko nayo hapa, I'm telling you, if they decide to launch an attack,
that's it.
Ile story mnaweza sikia hapa amwezi amini. So lakini sasa hiyo wanaongea kwa low tones because they don't want the general asikie. Kwa sababu watauliza kwani nyinyi ni watu waoga kiasi gani? So yeye akabebwa na usingizi akalala. Around midnight akasikia a tap here. Akaambiwa general. Then he was like, yes, wake up. Ni kama walijua. Kauliza akina nani? Kaambiwa wale ni kukuja wanakuja. Tumeonea kwa mbali. Tuko tumepanda juu ya miti. Tumeona ni kukuja wanakuja. Na ni wengi sana. Wakauliza, is there a way ya kuambia wale ambao uliwaambia waende 15 kilometers away warudi? Because kama hatutatoroka, I'm telling you today, all of us, including you,
we are going.
Tutakufa. So the general akamwambia, shut up. What are you saying, man? Nani akufe? Akamwambia, sifi na hamfi. Akawagadha mbio. Sasa kuna giza. Na wale
ni kukuja wanakuja.
They're coming. Akamwambia pangeni line hapa. Akamwambia now. How many are we? Hesabuni haraka. Wakafanya hesabu, wakasema we are 75. 75 yeah. Na mmeona kama ni wangapi wale ambao wanakuja, wakaambia yo.
You stop.
There are so many. Na mpaka wengine tumeona ni kama wako juu ya farasi. Na wamejihami kikweli. Na ni kufika wanafika. Walikuwa wanaona kwa zile binoculars za kuona usiku. Akasema now this is what we are going to do. Nataka mwende mshushe zile bendera. Hiyo bendera yetu mshushe. Na haya mabango mengine yote mshushe. Okay? Then mfungue hiyo gate. Okay? Then mjifiche.
Okay.
Tushushe bendera. Tutoe banners. Then tujifiche.
Na tufungue gate.
Na hii gate hata ndio at least itatusaidia. Wakiwa upande ule tunaweza jipanga kabla wafike. Akasema gate ifunguliwe, na tena ifunguliwe yote wazi. Na bendera muondoe banners na mjifiche. Kauliza,
okay,
hii strategy gani? But sasa kama ni general amesema, what do you do?
Mtafanya tu.
That's what they did. Wakaondoa bendera yao ya kikosi, wakatoa banners and wakajificha. General akabaki. Kumbuka amevalia mavazi ya kijeshi. So this is what he did. Akatoa mavazi yote ya vita, akavalia mavazi ya kawaida ya mtu ambaye anakwenda kulala. Kwa sababu si unajua amebeba mizigo na nini. So ndani ya bagi lake akatoa majeshi ya kijeshi, manguo ya kijeshi akayaweka, akachukua mavazi ya kulala akavaa. Then alikuwa anapenda sana kucheza gitaa. So alikuwa anaibeba mara nyingi kule ambako anakwenda. Wakishamaliza vita, wakati ambapo anashangilia, alikuwa anafanya nini? Anaicheza. So akaenda akachukua ile gitaa. Then akakuja hapa kwa entrance ya hii gate. akaketi kwa starehe tena sana. And he started playing
the guitar.
So wale wadogo wake wakiwa wamejificha wakaulizana,
huyu aliachilia, he is not okay,
is the general okay? Ndivyo wakaanza kukumbuka vile ambavyo alitoa mpaka amri mchana. Wakasema mimi tu wakati ambapo alianza kusema wale wengi waende, na anawaambia waende more than 15 kilometers wakapumzika, I knew something was wrong. Right. Now we are going to die. Look at him. Look at what he's doing. Jamaa amekaa, nguo za kulala,
na gitaa yake.
Na gitaa. Playing the guitar and singing and even whistling. Then the enemies wakafika. So wako na jenerali wao. So walipofika wakasikia sauti ya gitaa. So wakajua bas. Ukisikia wanacheza gitaa, that tells you ya kwamba they are not even ready for war. Kwa hivyo hawajatuona. So sasa this is the right time ya kuwavizia na kuamaliza. General wao akamwambia let's go. So walipokuja sasa wakaface gate, they saw something that they never expected. Wanaangalia, wanaona msee ameketi kwenye lango kuu,
mpaka ana nguo za kulala,
na ana nguo za kulala, na ameface kule wako, lakini hajishughulishi na hana silaha, na ni kucheza, anacheza gitaa, singing. Anaangalia, anarudi anaangalia juu. So huyu general mwingine walipofika hapo akamuona, akafanya simama. Wakasimama na akawaambia be ready to attack. Mjamani nani? Hata aongei na wao, yeye tu anacheza gitaa. So this is a general alikuwa anajua huyu vizuri sana. And how he is known, ya kwamba anaweza set a deadly trap yenye itawamaliza nyinyi
wote.
So wakati ambapo alitoa komanda akasema msimame, akaanza kujiuliza, huyu msee mwenye anatuona na wingi wetu na mpaka na farasi na nini, na amevaa nguo za kulala, na anacheza gitaa, na ako solo, msee si trap ametuwekea. Then akaangalia kando na akaangalia kando. Then akamwangalia tena, akaona ule hata hajali. Yaani hata vile ambavyo anacheza this guitar ni kama hata hakuna ni kama kwa mahali kwa hoteli, enjoying his I don't know what, his birthday or something. So general mwingine akamwangalia, akaambia jeshi lake, simameni kabisa, wacha tuone after ameimba what will happen. Akamaliza huo wimbo, akachukulia na mwingine. Now this time round hata hakuwa face, akageuka, akawapa mgongo, na akaendelea
kucheza gitaa.
This general akasema, according to the way I know this guy, na vile ambavyo anakuwaga ni mjanja, na vile ameua watu wengi through such tactics, there must be a deadly trap waiting for us. Akaambia jeshi lake, kitu kinaniambia, if we dare close the line, tuingie upande ule, we are finished. And maybe vile ambavyo tuko hapa, we already surrounded
by his army.
So guys, retreat.
Wakarudi,
wakaanza kusonga nyuma. Hatua nyingine. Jamaa hata waangalii. The more anasikia sauti zao ni kama wanasonga nyuma kule, the more anaongeza kupaza sauti. Sasa jeshi lake lile lingine limejificha, linashindwa. What is this unfolding? Are we seeing our own things? Are we dreaming? Is this a reality?
Yeah.
Wakasimama hali. Huyu general mwingine akajiuliza, ama
How are you?
ako defenseless vile ambavyo tunamuona. Ama tu advance kenye kitafanyika kifanyike.
Bad.
Akaambia jeshi, twende. Then they started. Walienda wakafika kwenye lango sasa. Na jamaa hakugeuka. So this general akiwa amesimama akapiga lile gate akagonga kwamba the guy did not stop playing his guitar. Huyu akajiambia, the bloodshed that is going to happen here,
one for the book,
will be like no other.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what I'll tell the king. Because the fact that tumekuja mpaka pale yuko na hatuangalii, these guys are just about to launch a deadly attack.
Yeah.
Akaambia jeshi lake, this time round we are retreating for real. Let's go. Wanaanza kuchukua hatua moja nyuma, hatua nyingine, hatua nyingine wakiangalia kando kando waone kama hatua nyingine wakiwa nasikiza, hatua nyingine, hatua nyingine, hatua nyingine. Walipofika mahali ambapo sasa walikuwa sure ya kwamba hawezi kuwa amefika hapo, akawaambia, I order you as quickly as possible, kila mtu arudi kwa kambi.
Wow.
Huyu jamaa akacheza gita, then ndivyo akafika na mahali akasikia
wameenda.
Hasikii movement, na hasikii sijui farasi sijui nini. Ndivyo akachana nayo. Akaweka gita chini. Akasimama. Akayona akasema, watu wamenifanya nimepoteza usingizi for nothing. I mean, tokeni waoga. So these are the guys. Ndivyo
wakaamka.
Wakakuja wakamuuliza,
what was that? Just that?
General, unatumia madawa? What was that? What was that? Like, can you make it make sense?
To us.
To us.
Because what?
Because what you have just done is something out of this world. And in the trainings that we have had for so long,
we've never had peace.
We have never had such a training. How do you see an enemy approaching
and you're just seated playing
and you're busy playing the guitar and inafika mahali whereby you don't even look at your enemy?
What was that?
General, what was that? Sasa unajua nikaa saa ngapi? Sio ni kama saa 9. Akasema, we tulale.
Tuongee story.
Then your story mtanuliza kesho tukienda. Niko na usingizi mob sana. Unajua tutoka huko, me I'm tired. You guys sleep. Then we'll talk tomorrow. Wakulala.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Wakaenda wanajaribu kuanalyze, wanaona hapana, it makes sense. It makes sense. Then finally 6 ikafika. The general was the first one. Akaamka, akajistretch, akapiga tizi za asubuhi, wakatayarisha chai hapo mbio. Unajua wanajeshi wanakuwa wamejipanga.
Very fast.
Na biskuti zao. Then akasema, guys,
it's about time.
Time now to go home. So on their way, nilivyosema wakamuuliza, General, kindly explain to us what happened. Because like seriously, akawaambia tukifikia wale wengine,
I'll
explain mkiwa wote. So walienda wakiwa kimya, wamenyamaza, and then wakapata wale wengine. So walipokutana, hawa wakaanza kuexplainia wale what happened.
And the others
na wengine wanasema, mbona mkutuita wanaambiwa?
So relax.
What the general did was out of this world. We have never seen such a thing. And he told us ya kwamba tukifika hivi tukutane wote, he will explain everything. So, sir, here we are. We want to hear, because we want to really understand the happenings. Ya usiku.
Akasema,
okay, gentlemen, First of all, the reputation that you have is very, very important.
Yeah.
Vile ambavyo unajulikana, it's very, very important. And at times, hata wewe bila kufanya mambo mengi,
Yeah.
the reputation that you have inaweza kuletea the desired results.
Ah, yeah.
Okay? Without you doing a lot.
Your reputation.
But that reputation that you have,
Yes.
the way you are known na watu wengine, can bring you results
Yeah.
that you are looking for without you necessarily doing so much. Akasema number 2. To win some battles, si lazima kuwe na bloodshed and tears.
Yeah.
No. Si lazima kila wakati for us to defeat our enemies. We have to go shedding blood and
Battle.
you know, and killing and doing all manner of things. Akasema sometimes you got to have a different strategy altogether.
Yeah.
Because wakati muliniambia kwamba nikukuja wanakuja, kwani what else did you want us to do? So you want us to face them and defeat them. But you knew that our number, for sure,
Tuko disadvantage.
tulikuwa disadvantaged.
Yeah.
But our aim was to make sure kwamba tumewashinda.
Tumewashinda.
But we didn't necessarily have to
Fight.
and shed blood and do all manner of things. What happened is, I just decided to come up with another strategy yenye bado itatupea the same results.
So it's about being smart.
Okay?
Yes.
Because muliona mchana jana tulishinda tukipigana huko and we killed people. Sasa tena tukuje hapa tunataka kupumzika ni usiku tena mpigane tena.
Yeah.
No. I just decided kwamba this time round I'm going to have a totally different strategy yenye itatusaidia to achieve the same results zenye tulikuwa tunataka. And by so doing, no one was harmed, no one was killed, there was no bloodshed, but they know ya kwamba we are strong.
We're still the winners. Wow.
So guys,
Different strategy, same results.
let's go home.
Wow. But about the reputation. About the reputation, very important.
You get it?
Because people say that, sasa ni struggle kutengeneza jina for what? Even the word says, a good name is better than silver and gold.
You get it?
So it's up to you.
Because he was known. Ya kwamba alikuwa ni generali hatari. Na alikuwa anaweka mitego hatari. Kwa hivyo hata wakati ambapo anajua kwamba hana otherwise. Na anajua yenyewe, the number that I have here, na hii yenye imekuja, wakituamulia, we are dead.
Yeah.
But because they know me, na wanajua kwamba mimi huwa ninaweka mitego. Hata leo, sina idea. But I'll just play this guitar. Wafikirie,
nimewekea trap.
Na hakuna trap alikuwa ameweka.
You tell us, what have you learned from that? Because I can imagine the way Ali play with their psychology.
You see this?
You tell us, what have you learned from the Tega Sikio? Tutumie feedback yako katika 0721105105 on WhatsApp, 23814 or MBCI TV Facebook page on the comment section. And of course, pia tutakuwa tuko live on YouTube, I believe. So we'll be having MBCI TV official YouTube page. So come on to watch from YouTube. Pia you can text us on the comment section. We'll be getting back to you. So tunaingia kwa mitindo, we are getting it from Sylvia Wanja. Tunaingia about styles and types of blouses. Usiende mbali, will be coming right back with the guest of today, and you've said that you're talking about how to deal with grief. So if you are grieving, if you've ever lost someone who's very close to you, tuambie how did you deal with that, or how are you dealing with that? We want to be very open. We are having a very open discussion. Kwa hivyo usiende mbali, we'll be coming right back.
Hello Hello viewers, it's yet another beautiful Tuesday, and today tutaangalia the types of blouses for the ladies. Blouses ni garments zenye ni versatile na zinavaliwa for various occasions kama kazini, social gathering, corporate events, and casually. Zinakuja in unique styles, designs, and purpose. Let's take a look at some of the most common types of blouses. One, kuna bow blouse au necktie blouse. The name inakuwa derived from the resemblance ya hii blouse to the bow tie. Iko characterized na bow tie au ribbon tied kwa neck. The bow tie iko placed at the front of the blouse and it can be tied in variety of ways ili ku create different looks. They come in variety colors, patterns, and fabric. Zinaweza valiwa kama formal wear, casual wear au vintage style. 2. Corset blouse. Hii ni type ya blouse yenye ina incorporate elements zenye ziko inspired na the traditional style corsets. Historically, corsets zilikuwa undergarments designed to shape the waist ili ku create the hourglass figure. The blouse ziko na elements za corset. Ziko considered a fashion statement and can be worn for various events and styled in different ways for that edgy look. Three, draped blouse. It's known for its loose and flowing design, often characterized with the way fabric in a drape na kuhang elegantly on the body. Ziko made of lightweight, soft, and fluid fabrics na iweze kufall gracefully ili ku create a relaxed and sometimes slightly oversized fit. Ziko popular from everyday wear to formal events and accessorizing pia. Draped blouses ziko popular for their comfort and chic. It's an effortless look. Four, dress shirt. This type of blouse iko na elements borrowed from the traditional men's dress shirts, lakini zinaka more feminine and versatile. Hii blouse who combine the tailored structure of a dress shirt with feminine details to create a stylish and sophisticated look zenye ni suitable for various occasions. Ziko very versatile kwa wardrobe yako and can be styled in different ways ili ku fit different occasions. 5. Pin-tuck blouse. Hii blouse iko characterized by delicate, narrow folds of fabric zenye ziko stitched in place, creating a decorative and textured pattern. Pin-tucks zinatengenezwa by folding the fabric in even rows of tucks and stitching parallel lines on the tucks and pleats. Ziko mostly popular because they are vintage inspired and feminine aesthetic. Tunic is also quite popular. It's a versatile and timeless piece of clothing yenye ina resemble a long, loose-fitting top. Zimevaliwa throughout history across various cultures and design zake huvari. Kimono is the epitome of history and culture. It was adapted from a traditional Japanese garment and known for its distinctive T-shape na flowing sleeves. It may evolve over centuries into various styles and forms. It's evident that blouses are a versatile and essential component of women's fashion. Zinakuja in variety styles and designs, catering to different tastes and occasion. Whether unatafuta a formal look or casual wear, a blouse can suit your needs. So make sure you get yourself that blouse in order to transform your wardrobe. That's it for today here on Mitindo Leo with me, Sylvia Wanja. Back to you in studio.
Hi there, my name is Perpetual Nyambura and I love cooking. We all love art and we all love good food.
Yeah, ukiwa na passion ya upishi.
Yes.
Hii inasaidia sana. Kwa sababu kuna watu hupika just for the sake.
Mulo Wetu introduces you to creativity in meal preparation. Don't miss a fresh episode of Mulo Wetu.
Kila Alhamisi 7:30 to 8 p.m.
Marudio yake iko hapa, that is Friday from 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. only on MBCI TV.
The Virtuous Woman Show brings to you authentic stories from all women of all walks of life.
You start going to the bar to watch football.
Yes.
And it started just as going to watch football.
No, I was intentional.
Why do you want to kill these babies? And I'm looking at him and I'm asking, what babies?
Through their experiences, we are able to enlighten and encourage each other.
He strangled me, pushed me to the ground, and the first thing he asked for was my M-Pesa PIN.
He proposed, and that's when I said,
People will come to understanding and knowledge that this one, she's not just a religious woman.
Yeah.
She's a called woman.
Catch The Virtuous Woman Show every Sunday from 6 p.m. with Sheila Juma.
This is serious. Doctrines continue to differ.
So let everybody examine their doctrine.
Debates are on the rise.
Sodom, this was the same thing that is happening today.
And the information is plenty.
People go to the wrong sources, expecting to get the right answers.
Amidst all these, what is the truth?
This judgment is not based on sin.
The Bible is clear, and there is an answer for every query. Ask the Ministers of God show every Saturday, 8:30 p.m.
Yep, we are back. Of course, after Kopata Mitindo, no, remember about the blouses. Now you know what you're supposed to do. Temunava blouses, how you're supposed to match it, and the different types of blouses. So asante sana Sylvia Wanja, and you've had some promos to mekuonesha the beautiful, wonderful shows that you're having on MBCI. Now we are back kusoma some of the feedbacks that zenye zimekuja kutokana na the tegasikio that we've had today. But also tumekuuliza tuambie about today we're talking about grief. But also, tunataka tupate from your side. Have you ever dealt with grief? Have you ever lost someone who's very close to you? Yeah. If so, tell us how did you deal with it? How did you deal with the loss? But also, kama you've lost someone recently and you are in that period right now, this is a safe space. We want to share, we want to talk, but also it's very important to talk about this today because you're having a psychologist. Tumetoka kusema that it's not usually very easy for one to understand the other. Ata kama both of you have lost someone, automatically that I'll understand what you're going through, ama you'll understand what I'm going through. But now today we have a psychologist mwenye amekuwa trained to understand you, mwenye amekuwa trained kukwambia what you're supposed to do if you've lost a brother, a sister, a friend, a parent, or anyone who's very close to you. So we'll be having that discussion in a few, but for now tunataka tuingie tuone some of the feedbacks ambazo zimekuja kutokana na Tega Sikio.
Perfect. So na nikiangalia baadhi ya watu ambao wamezungumza nasi, praise God and good morning team. Anasema great Tega Sikio ni Joy wa Goi kutoka kule Nyeri. Thanks for that lesson. Unasema reputation matters, then learning that there are many ways or strategies to reach to the goal. The same happens katika maisha haya. We kujipa shughuli na adui anakuondokea na fikra zake. Ndivyo unavyosema. Asante sana kwa ujumbe wako.
Asante sana. Tuko na Milibetis anasema good morning beautiful people.
Good morning.
#Tegasikio anasema an amazing lesson this morning. I've learned that being smart and having a good reputation can save me even in difficult situations. Asante sana Milibetis, that's very very true. God bless you.
Thank you. Kuna huyu mwingine ambaye anasema wow what a wonderful story committee. What has come to mind is how we behave in times of trouble. We allow worries and fear to get the best of us and forget the big God that we carry. How God gets us out of trouble swiftly. Be blessed. It's Mama Baraka kutoka kule Vihiga County. Unasema missed you a lot guys. Asante, karibu tena. Sijui ulikuwa wapi lakini umerudi, tunashukuru. Asante.
Tuko na Rosmaina from Nairobi anasema wow, powerful. I have learned that in spiritual warfare we don't always fight with prayers only. We can receive the same results with praise and worship. Wow, amen. Okay, asante sana Rosmaina, God bless you.
Praise God. Anasema Rachel and committee. Anasema I'm Rachel, your namesake, grateful for another day. Asante sana Rachel, thank you, God bless you.
God bless you and the love from your side.
And then kuna huyu ambaye anasema #Tegasikio imenifunza sana mimi hapa na familia yangu. Ndiyo, mara nyingi tunataka tu kuhangaika na kufanya vitu vya kila aina. Lakini kuna vile Mungu anaweza kutupia revelation ya kudeal na a situation by applying a totally different strategy na bado tupate the desired results. Mungu tusaidie. Hiyo hekima ya that general ilitoka kwake Mungu. Hangeendelea kumwaga damu ya watu eti ndivyo awe mshindi tu. Aliamua ya kwamba atamshinda adui lakini kwa njia ya amani. Asanteni sana, God bless you.
Asante and God bless you as well. Niko na mwingine hapa anasema ni Victor from Eldoret. Anasema thank you so much for the Tegasikio today committee on Rachel. I have learned that you can work with different strategies and get the same result. Asante sana Victor, God bless you.
Tufunge na huyu ambaye anasema wow what a great wisdom. Unasema is that different battles with different strategies of fighting but still attaining victory. Truly I have learned that you can achieve your goals not only by using a lot of strength and sweat but by wisdom and divine strategy from the Almighty God. Nimbaroko the person from Nakuru town unasema blessed day, and of course nikiangalia hapa namuona Marcelin kutoka kule Kisumu ambaye anasema praise God committee and Rachel. Tegasikio moto sana, lesson fully learned. Prayer is the best weapon wakati wa majaribu.
Very very true. Asante, God bless you. Now let's get into the topic of discussion.
Okay.
And as you've said, leo tunaongelea how to deal with grief. And most people husema that hakuna mtu mwenye anaweza kakuelewa when you're going through grief. But also, I don't think a lot of people wanaendanga for counseling after they have lost someone. And it goes a long way. I was having a certain discussion, and maybe you'll correct us to Kendelia, our guest. I was having a certain discussion, na mtu alikuwa ananiambia that hata si lazima niende counseling ama niende kwa psychologist just because I've lost someone, hata kama inanisumbua, because time heals. So kama siko poa after 10 years, I'll be okay after 15 years. If I'm not okay after 15 years, I'll be okay after 20 years. So we'll be talking about that. But also we are very grateful and happy to have a psychologist in the house. And kama uko na maswali yoyote utakuwa unatuliza katika nambari zetu 0721105105 on WhatsApp, 23814 on our SMS line, which is absolutely free. And also utakuwa unatuliza maswali katika MBCI TV Facebook page on the comment section, and also on YouTube, MBCI TV official YouTube page. Today we are having a psychologist, Anita Esther Nyambura. And she's from Bridge to Wellness Counseling Center. So ndio atakuwa na to take through the discussion today, and I know that you're going to be having an amazing time. We are so glad to have you today.
Thank you so much.
Karibu sana.
Karibu sana.
Karibu sana.
Na kama vile ambavyo tumesema ni kwamba pia kabla ya kuendelea zaidi mtazamaji, we are giving you a special opportunity for us to tell us the experience you went through when you lost someone close to you, because the guest that we are having today, kama vile ambavyo Rachel ameweza kutueleza, atakusaidia kwa njia moja au nyingine, and this discussion pia itakusaidia, because if grief haiwezi pia kuishughulikia vizuri, inaweza pia ikakufanya ufuate huyo haraka sana. And we don't want that, because I don't know if you have ever heard of families whereby unasikia kwamba mama alitangulia kidogo kidogo, baba akafuata. And then sasa wakati mko kwenye mazishi ndivyo unasikia huyo mzee tangu alipoteza bibi yake ameishi kujifungia ndani ya nyumba. Na sasa hakuna mtu alikuwa anaenda kumwangalia kwa sababu alifika mahali akakuwa mkali nini. So kile ambacho kilifanyika kwamba watu walikosa kumuelewa. Kama angepata usaidizi na mapema wa kuweza kuelewa kile ambacho kimefanyika, huenda hangefika hapo. Ama unapata mtu amepoteza mtu wa karibu na yeye anaenda anajitia kitanzi. Sasa mpaka wakati wa mazishi unasikia watu wanaulizana, yani hata hatujatoa yule mwingine mochari na yeye alienda akajiua. Huko niko mwadhani. But it's because hawa ni watu ambao labda kwa njia moja au nyingine hawakujua vile ambavyo wanafaa kudeal na that situation, na hawakupata mtu wa kuwaongelesha. Because mara nyingi kuna kuanga na kale ka PR na kaitanga hivyo, kale ka mazishi, kale ka tutakuwa tunakuja kuangalia reke guire. Woi.
Jokes on who?
Woi. Now, kuna kapiar, ako kapiar, tutakuwa tunakuja kuangalia na hata watoto wako ujue ya kwamba wanaweza wakakuja wakaniambia kila kitu. Woi.
It's bad.
Uko na mtoto university, tunajua vizuri na tunajua tutasimama na wewe na huyo mtoto atasoma, atamaliza. Woi. You will never hear from them again. Yes, there's a small number that will come back and to check upon you, but majority kana kwanga ni yako ka PR. And then after sasa hema imetolewa na nini na vitu zimerudishwa sufuria za ushirika na nini, and then sasa mumebaki. If you don't have the strength that comes from God, na utafute mtu wa kuongea na yeye ambaye atakuelewa, maybe like a psychologist.
Na pia hii pia ya kusema si lazima uende kwa psychologist. You'll be knowing about that.
Yeah, it's not a must. Maybe you can find someone that you can talk to. But it's crazy. Anasema, hello, I lost my mom at the eve of my wedding.
Wow.
2 days after the dowry ceremony, and I have never healed from that. Mwingine, lost my mom when I was 10 and my dad when I was 13. Sasa hivi hata ni pate news, kuna hata a friend or a family member ametuacha, huwa sioni kama ni big deal. Can you ask the psychologist, is that even normal? Ndio amesema, ameuliza mwenyewe. Can you ask the psychologist if that is normal? Yani, I think alifika mahali akadevelop thick skin.
Numbness.
Yes, hata akisikia nani amekufa. Wakati wa body viewing yeye tu ndiye anakuwa normal.
They don't feel the pain, which is not normal. Because we are human beings, we are supposed to feel the pain. So the moment you don't feel anything, it means you're not normal. What you develop is something we call complicated grief. So yeye haku grieve. There is normal grieving, because we say the moment you go through grief, through loss, you need to grieve. And there is normal grieving that takes time. But then after a while you realize this thing is taking so long. I'm just the same person, like the same day I received those news. So unaona hakuna tofauti ambayo imeendelea. So now that is complicated grief. So what the person has developed is what you call now complicated grief, which is not good. There is normal grieving, which is normal for every person. Because the moment...
How is normal grieving? How should it be? Is it different? Is it a general grieving?
It's not different from complicated. It's only the difference is now the time. Because you realize when you've lost somebody, and when we are talking about loss is not only about death. I want to clarify this to viewers. Loss is not key for peke. There is loss of marriage. For example, divorce is still loss. There is even retrenchment, which is still loss. There is heartbreak.
Ile relationship.
It's still loss.
Ile asikutaki.
Kamiti ulali is still loss.
That's loss.
Yes, it is loss. Yes, and this one we call it symbolic loss.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we have even had people killing others.
Why do they kill?
Right.
By the way, you are part of me. At least there is something we are building together. Sindio? And then it is no longer there. So you're still going to experience the, you know, the effects of loss. Even retirement, you are retiring and you're not prepared. For example, you know, umekuwa tu hivyo for 50 years, 48 years, umekuwa ukifia kumbe niko na miaka, it's 50, 54, 56, and then 2 years too. You realize now I'm about to retire and I've not planned, my things are not in order. So this is what we call now the anticipatory grief. You see, so there are different kind of. Yes, yeah.
See a kifo too.
See kifo too. So when we are addressing loss, we are not only addressing death. All these other losses, and you go through the same symptoms and whatever as a person who has experienced now death. Death is physical because it's something you are not there. Rachel Nyambura has died. You can't see me. But now this other one, you see where you used to go to work. This is now symbolic.
You see the person who heartbroke you,
course.
Like in a hotel.
In a hotel.
You hate the hotel for no reason.
For no reason. And you hate the person. Sasa maybe walichukuana.
Bako unachukia mwenye sasa they are together.
They are together. Why? Because of loss. So that is still loss. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that was very important to highlight. Now you've said kuna complicated grief.
Yes.
Just once again, you said the normal grief is where it takes a shorter time, Ama?
Yeah.
So what is normal grief like?
A normal grief, number one, you'll experience, you experience cognitive effects, cognitive issues. There is cognitive, there is emotional, there is physical, and then there is the behavioral. Cognitive is when, for example, you start seeing like this person, the presence of this person. If this person has died, for example, it is your mother. Maybe you're in the house, you'll be seeing this person. Like, mumeona my mom, by the nasikia mama naongea. Msikia kama mama ameniita. Now, cognitively, you've had, So this, and it is very normal. And we say it's normal. Ama sometimes, you feel like now this person is in the house. Sometimes you even say, usikali hiyo kiti unajua mama atakuja kukalia hapa, ama dad, hiyo ni kiti ya dad. Ama si mnajua dada anakuja. This is now cognitive. This is the mind speaking. Then we come to physical. When you're talking about physical, sometimes you feel your body is aching. Mwili yote you feel it's in pain. Sometimes you have headache which is not going. Not because you did not sleep or you're not eating well. There is also sleep disturbances. You suffer from insomnia. You suffer from sometimes you oversleep. Same case to eating. Remember, sometimes there are people who stress eat. So you eat a lot. Ushibi tu ni kukula. Ama you loss of appetite. And then there is also, sometimes you are not able even to breathe. Ama any moment you're just crying. Those are some of physical things that people go through. That is now physical. When we come to emotional, you are in shock. You are numb, like now our viewer. You are numb. You also very angry. And you know, when we are navigating grief, a loss, we say you go through stages. And one stage is anger. So you find this person is very angry, either angry to God, angry to the doctor, angry to the boss, angry to the boyfriend, to the replacement, for example, who took my place. Is it? Angry, for example, you've been transferred from this area, you've been taken to another area. Remember, still that is lost because you're used to this area. Now you're
That's loss.
Still lost.
Okay.
Yeah, because kama umezoea Nakuru, umekaa Nakuru for around 15 years, then umepelekwa ndani place yenye, by the way, that's lost.
Yes. Because
so you'll have the same symptoms, like.
Yeah, so in the moment loss happens, you go now through normal grieving. It's normal. At that time, it's normal. And it doesn't matter who you are. It's normal. So you go through that. But then after a while, now we realize you are still in denial. 2 years down the line, you are still saying, unajua nani hajai kufa? By then, unajua misijaachishwa kazi. This person keeps on coming to, for example, if it is MBCI, unamuona pale chini, kama kamiti tuseme ni yeye, let me use you as an example, una sasa hii Raushwa. So what happens? Kila asubuhi, 4 ama 3 uko hapa.
Kashati kanaonekana kakipita picha kwa dispenser na dressing room.
Hivyo tu. Why? Because you're in denial, hujaachishwa nini? Ama hukuachishwa kazi. So you keep on coming. That is denial. And it is the first stage.
The first?
The first.
Okay.
Why do we deny? We deny, for example, because the body needs to absorb. I give an example. you know, now you're in a shock mode. You know, I give an example of, for example, if you get an accident, in a road accident, if your body was to feel that pain, saa hizo, the pain of mumegongana, the mifupa imevunjika, your body cannot hold. So what happens? You'll die. So why do we deny? The body is denying so that it gives itself time to absorb the news.
Okay.
Now, do you understand why people deny?
That's why unaenda kwa accident upate mtu anaongea ni kama hakuna na ukimwangalia mkono haiko.
Yes.
Okay.
They are not feeling the pain because now they are numb. It is in denial, we numb. So that now the body now knows how to respond
to the pain.
To the pain. Because if this pain inakuunga tu mara moja, Rachel,
you'll die.
You can even become a psycho. Unaweza hata kichwa inaweza ruka. You see?
Yes.
But the moment now you become numb, the body respond. But now you cannot deny for forever. Now that is now complicated. You see, now denying. Mi hata sijaiachwa, we are still with that person.
Atarudi tu.
Atarudi.
Anafanya
ako break.
No yako shoka bete.
Next
mapacha. Atarudi tu. You know,
exactly.
Yeah.
So you're still denying. So that is now when we say now this is not normal. This is complicated.
Okay.
And the other people who don't even show those signs, they are not denying. They are not, you know, like, maisha tu inaendelea. Unaambiwa mamako alikufa, babako alikufa, and then like, okay, sawa, so what next? You see, this is not normal. Sindio? Because these are news that are supposed to shock you. How can you act normally when you've been given
something very abnormal has happened?
Yes. So now this one is now delayed. This is now grief that is delaying. But eventually what will happen? It will come back. It will hit you back. Because I say anything we store in the subconscious, inarudingi inaanza kujitokeza. Vile itajitokeza, we don't even know. Yes. So that is delayed.
So it is a manifest after a long time?
After a long time. And maybe even after you've experienced so many issues, losses, and then now moja ina trigger hizi zote. That is why sometimes unaonanga watu kwa mazishi wanalia, they are not even so much related to this person. Sisi kama msha notice hivyo.
Kama ule mwenye alilia tufanye uhalisia mpaka ati akapelekwa nyumba kama familia.
Yes.
But it's because of the father. Hata ajui mwenye anazikwa.
Exactly.
Kwa bariole mwenyewe but he's crying mpaka akapelekwa kwa nyumba ni kama
exactly. Because now iki for this person has triggered
the loss.
Okay.
You see now that is
a lot of sense.
Yeah. Now that is now delayed. And then there is also cumulative. Now these are types of, we are mentioning the types of grief. There's also cumulative.
Cumulative, what about it?
Cumulative, Nile, you've gone through so many losses from childhood. Maybe like this person is saying, my mom died at 10, and then my father 13. Then maybe you are not even, different losses. We are not only talking about death. Now at least we are clear. So maybe at hakusoma, ama alisoma na shida. Maybe where alienda, that person was deprived. Because we say loss is being deprived of something. So amepitia so many losses. So this is cumulative. So when it hits, now it can come with all manners. Yes. And there is also anticipatory grief, whereby, for example, you've been, sometimes doctors tell you you have only like 2 months to live. And you see now death sio ile safari unaendanga unarudi, si kama ile unaenda Nairobi alafu kesho unarudi, and then you've been given 2 months. So what happens to you and also to the caregiver? Because the caregiver has been told, you know what, Nyambura, you only have 1 month to live with Rachel, ama with this person. So this is, you are anticipating already. So unapitia through loss before ifanyike. So that is evil.
And does that have a problem? Does it have a problem, like if you're anticipating for something that will happen?
No one is ever prepared for loss. No one. Even if you see this person, no wonder we say even if a person we love ameka for 140 years, even if they die today, after 140 years,
you still feel the pain.
You'll still feel the pain. Why? Because no one is ever prepared. As much as how strong you are, how prepared you think you are, the moment you meambiwa now those news, it changes everything. And there's also another one which is unsaid. We call it the defranchised grief. This one is what you go through, but you cannot tell people. you know, there are losses unapitianga.
Kimya.
Unapitia tu mambo, watu wanakuona, and then they're like, nowadays you're not happy, you are this and this and this, but you cannot share this grief with anybody. Yeah. For example, you know, with what is happening, because tunaongeanga kuhusu now the real things in the society. You are, for example, is a woman, you're dating a married man, na amekufa. What happens to you? And you are going through loss.
Na wezi enda kuambia watu. Hata kama.
Guys. So what happens?
So you grieve, but you can't even
pesa like watu wale waliba the 94, was it 94 point something, si ndio? And then yende ipotee. Uwezi enda kusema unajua ni mimi niliiba.
Sasa imepotea nitafanya nini?
So still
you will suffer in silence.
In silence. So you see, there are so many types of. So it's not only at here, but now we say it's normal for you to experience all these things we are saying.
Yeah.
Emotional, you are shocked, you are very numb. Then sometimes you also hallucinate. And then there is behavioral. And these are things you're supposed to notice, zimeenda for long. Behaviorally, you isolate. You want just to be alone. Ama you are this person who huko unaongea, but now you are all over. You are all over.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Is it a way of coping with
it is a way of coping. Yes. Sometimes you know, I talked about crying excessively. Excessive crying. Saa zote ukipatana na mtu machozi tu inakutoa. It's very normal. So all these symptoms, any person who has experienced loss will go through them. And it is very normal. So we start by normal grief. Yes, before now we go to this other normal, the complicated yes one. Yes.
But when I have lost someone or something or a job, so it is a must I should be ready for that situation of grieving.
Yes.
Without necessarily trying to subdue it.
We don't actually, we say, how do you overcome grief? It's going through it. It's not going along. Ama kusiju unapita kando, unaenda chini yake. No, it's going through it. How do you go through it? Experiencing all these things we are saying.
So if you fight them, zitakuhound huko nyuma.
Yes. Because now they're in your subconscious. And eventually now the unconscious bring them to the subconscious, and finally to the conscious. So zitaanza kukusumbua. So you go through it. And what I say, I give an example of grief as an orange. Chungwa. You know, we all know machungwa vile nakaanga. So you know that how it is. Grief remains like that. It never changes. It is new. It is now you, the person who've gone through loss, who now move forward. You know, we are saying moving forward. And tukiendelea, we'll see the stages of grieving. So it is now you, as you move forward, you start realizing now you're able to do things. Grief is still there. It's still part of you. Because you'll never forget you are retrenched. You'll never forget you lost somebody. Your person died. You'll never forget a heartbreak that you thought there was future. But now you've learned how to move forward. With this.
But grief will still be there.
It will still be there. There are moments even 10 years, 20 years down the line, ile sadness comes back. Like it is happening right now.
Well, let's talk about that, because I've had a couple of people saying the same. Hata wengine, it's 10 years later, you even have a family, you've settled.
Yes.
Siku moja tu uko mahali and there's this sudden sadness.
Yes.
Na akini kama 20 years ago.
Yes.
And now you think, why does it happen that way? Yet this person really understood the whole process of grief.
Yes.
Why does it come
back?
Because we don't forget these people. We don't forget situations. They'll always be part of us. Remember the memories you created with this person. They're still part of you. You remember, for example, you're celebrating your birthday, and you remember now how this person, especially if, for example, you love cakes. Let me use an example of cakes. And then on that particular day, there's no cake. And then you remember, if so-and-so was here,
keki
isingekosa keki. So what happens to you? You go back. It triggers.
Okay.
And then sometimes you need somebody to talk to. This person was your safe place. And then you have a lot, but you don't have somebody to share with. So what happens? You go back. No wonder you see we keep on going back. And no wonder we say, even when we are grieving, when we want, because we need to reach acceptance. That is the final stage. And in acceptance, I say there are 3 A's. We have you accept, you adjust, you achieve. Those
accept, adjust, achieve.
Yes, those are 3. So in accepting, we are not saying, you know what, for committee, forget about this person. No, that is not how we grieve. We need to honor this person. We need to honor the time you are working in that organization. We need to honor the season you are in at that particular time. So we are not forgetting all that, but we are moving on, and you are moving forward, not because we are forgetting, not because we are replacing. We also make a mistake of replacing. So you know that, and you cannot replace.
You just try to replace, but
you can't.
Because every situation is unique.
Very unique, and we also very unique. You can't replace your wife.
Yeah.
You can't replace, even if, for example, even if you've lost a child, and you name this child,
the child you lost.
The child you lost. That is not that child.
Sure.
So there is no replacement.
100%.
Yeah, in grief.
Yeah.
So what we do is to move forward. But still we honor the departed.
Yeah.
We honor the losses that we've had in life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
It's such a deep topic.
It is. Well, let's talk about the stages of grief. Because you say that grief has different stages.
Yes.
So what is the very, very first stage ya grief? Tufike sasa mpaka kwa acceptance.
Acceptance. There are 4 stages. I like using the 5 stages, which is denial. Then we have anger. We have bargaining, we have depression, and then finally we have acceptance.
Kuna depression kwa hiyo safari yote?
Mpaka bargaining. I'm like, what do you mean? What are we bargaining? Whether they come back or not?
No, we are bargaining because, and all these 5 stages, because they are 5, they don't follow each other. As I was saying, now I've navigated denial. Sasa niko anger. Now that you're done with anger, sasa niko bargaining. No, they don't go like that.
Shuffle.
Yes.
Okay.
Today you might be that person who accepted, and then actually you're telling people, hata unatoa ushuhuda, I've seen God. Mimi nilikufiwa and mambo ilifanyika, but I'm here to say, yes, you can move on, you can move forward. And then after 1 week, watu wanakuangalia hivyo wanashanga, is this the same person? Yes. Is this what you say evil? Because today you can be at acceptance and tomorrow you at anger. But all of them utazipitia. But the moment you feel now, umefika now this acceptance, whereby now you are honoring the memory of the losses, now we say now you've accepted, now you are adjusting to new life. A new life without.
Yes.
Remember, it is a new life without. So we start with denial. And we've said why we deny.
Sure.
Just to move on. And then now from there we go to anger. Anger, we say, and in anger, I like saying in anger, we have blame. This is when, for example, you blame. Either you're angry at God. God, we prayed. God, we called. We fasted. We thought this time you're going to hear this our prayer. But now this person is, no, you are angry now to God because God did not answer your prayer. You are angry at maybe the doctor. You could have saved this situation. And you didn't do. Why? We called you, then you are late. If you came early, angekufa. And so you are angry with all doctors. Then sometimes you're also angry at your boss. Yani when you uoni ile kazi ninafanyanga, yani hata uoni vile nakujanga mapema before watu wengine. Actually even do extra. Hunge notice hiyo mambo yote. So you are angry to who?
The boss.
So you start blaming. And in all this, as you start blaming, what happens to you? Start becoming bitter.
Yes.
Zinafuatananga. Anger and bitterness zinapelekananga. So you become very bitter. Bitter with people, bitter with situation. You see a hospital, you get sick, you cannot go there. Huko ndio watu uonga wanakufia. Hata afadhali tukae tu nyumba. You start now throwing shades.
Hata kwa mazishi zimekuwa nyingi sana. Nayo ni vitani.
True. Nao madaktari.
Nao madaktari. Kwanza ugiruara, don't call so and so.
True. They even blame people.
Yes. Now we understand why. At least so that we are not very harsh to these people. Because in the society sometimes we don't understand.
But aren't aren't I supposed to be more careful?
During the burial of my father, I had that statement from someone. Now you hospital here.
I even know someone who they never go to a certain hospital till date.
Yes.
I think 3-4 years later.
Those ones are now stuck.
So anger, bitterness,
now and then now we start revenging. Revenging ni vile unasema now they don't go to the hospital. You see? Unasema hata sasa hiyo kanisa mimi kwanza sasa mambo yangu mimi na Mungu and kwanza iko this lately it's there mimi na Mungu uhusiano yangu na Mungu kama when I needed this God sikumpata
sasa ndivyo ninamhitaji wa nini
hivyo so you become revengeful you see and because of all this if you don't navigate anger very well you'll be stuck
there
so you're always angry there's nothing good and you know with anger there is no happiness. Sindio? Huwezi sema you are angry and you are happy at the same time. So they don't go hand in hand. So healing becomes very difficult. And then from there we go now to bargaining. Bargaining is when you are asking because it's normal to ask a life that will be with this person. You know, for example, if this person was still alive, how would life be?
This be like?
Yes. Maybe you had unfinished business. Maybe you didn't tell this person you love them. You know, like tunaekanga mambo we say we'll tell them you hukumpe maua yake and so ameshaenda and then now you cannot do that. So unfinished business. So we are bargaining at this stage. Plus now we are also bargaining. Now what next? What am I supposed to do? Sometimes you feel like you're offending this person by moving on.
And he's not there.
And he's not there. And they're not coming back. Remember, if it is death, they're not hawarudi. So if you feel like you need to move on,
just move.
You don't feel guilty. And actually I've realized people suffer from this. It's like unakosea this person who has died. When you move forward, like if it is your husband and maybe umepata mtu mwingine because it's normal, but sasa unasema sasa ananichukulia aje?
Anakuchukulia akiwa wapi?
Akiwa wapi? You need to understand what is death. Kifo ni kifo. There's no arguing about death. Ukikufa
you're gone.
Exit and that's it.
Kabisa. So we live with the memories. So you feel guilty. Hata utaki kuondoa nguo. After 10 years down the line, vitu tu ziko kwa wardrobe yake tu, ukipata hata hiyo kitu imechukuliwa, you become very angry. You feel guilty like unamtoa. This person hata weke nguo 100 years.
They will never come back.
They'll never come back. That's the pain of death and the pain of loss.
So don't get stuck there.
Don't get stuck there.
For long.
And if now you don't navigate now these stages, denial, anger, and bargaining well, what happens to you? Depression. Now you understand depression is it's coming from.
So it comes if you don't go through this very well.
Yes.
In the normal way.
In the normal way.
Okay.
So you go to depression, and we know now what depression is. It's a hole. Inaendanga chini. You know, depression is not wide like this. Ati unaweza tokea hapo, unaweza tokea huko ama ile tu, it's like this. I tell my clients hivi, this is how depression is. Unaingianga chini, it's this thin. Na shimo ya kuitokea tu ni hii tu moja.
So you have to struggle up.
Struggle up.
Haina ujanja.
Na vile tu naendelea kwenda chini, the more mwangaza kanapungua. Can imagine kadhin hole vile kashimo kanakuwa kadogo hivyo. Eventually you unajipata hapo. And ukiangalia where you're supposed to go back,
you are like, Jesus.
The only option is now committing suicide. No wonder you see people committing suicide. Yes.
Let me ask, the people who get to committing suicide at a very short time, what happens? Is it that hizi stages zimeenda mbio sana, or like what happens? Unakuta mtu after a week they've already committed suicide after losing someone or losing a job or something. How does it happen?
The reason I say, you know, why? Let me answer your question in this way. Why do people grieve differently?
Why do people grieve differently?
Why do people grieve differently? And number one, I say it's because of the nature of death. Was the death sudden? You see, because if it's sudden, you know, coming into terms with this sudden death is not easy.
Something else.
You know, if you had seen me, like for example, you know you're supposed to retire at 60, for example. So why are you in shock at 58? You had all this kujipa.
Na ulijua hiji naenda. Kila wakati ukisema happy birthday.
Unajua ndio hiyo mwaka ingine moja.
And then when you're 59 ndivyo unakuwa.
Unashtuka. Ati ndio 60.
Okay. Unaanza kusema haya. Unajua next year I'm not here. So you see now that one, it's not sudden. But then imagine now waking up in the morning and then you are told you're not working.
That is very sudden.
That is sudden. So how do you cope with that? You can decide to commit suicide because you don't know, I'm not prepared. Nobody has prepared me. Sindio? And also the relationship you had with this person, ama with the loss. Yeah. Because if this person was so close to you, you know their family members, you've never seen them. Ama tu ni kwetu. Kwenu waiko hivyo, people you've never seen for years.
Oh yeah.
Si ndio? Unaambiwa this is your cousin, this is your... Kwanza unaambiwa unaanza kwa ule wa huko. Mpaka unaitikia sometimes, okay.
Just because sasa tasikukumbuki sambona na try. Niko tu like okay sawa, nikukumbuka basi.
Ule nani wa pale Kinango, sister yake ile kazi ndio huyu mtoto.
Now if you're told this person has died,
it doesn't hit you.
But now imagine this person, you've been living with them, you've been seeing them daily.
That's something else.
You see now,
alafu sasa iwe sudden.
Na ikuwe sudden. Combine these two. And then your personality. You see, and you see personality, I say we acquire personality through nature and nurture. Nurture is the environment. Let's go to the Western people. How do they mourn?
Where?
You know, mourning
is it normal, like being all dramatic? Is it a way of taking in the grief, or it's just too much? Because apart from the Western, there are people who just do that. In the burials and everything, you see them, they are... It's like so dramatic. I'm just tempted to say it, but they're too much.
Yes.
Is it a way of taking in the grief?
Yeah, bora si wale hired. You know, we've had stories of kuna wale hired wa kufanya hiyo kazi. Bora it is inajitoa. It's very okay. Actually, me advocate for people to wail, to shout, to cry, to scream.
It helps.
It helps because you are releasing this energy. Remember, it is an energy in you. If umeiweka, unaiweka wapi?
Itakuja kulipukia mahali.
Itakulipukia wapi? True. That is when now you see outbursts, anger outbursts. But if you liachilia, you know, you mourn, you cry, you scream, you whatever. You question God. Sometimes you question him loudly, you know why. You even sometimes you go and ask this doctor, you know, you're the person who killed my whatever. You know, you are letting it out, which is very normal.
Do doctors understand when they are told?
Oh, they are human beings. They do.
Oh, they do.
They do very much.
Do they understand?
They understand, but they also understand you. They know why you are saying this.
Madaktari wanakuanga na counselors, psychologists, because
and they need them.
They need them.
They go through a lot. They've done their best. Do you know they do their best? No, hakuna daktari anaendanga huko with intentions za kunini. Let's be very honest. Is it? No one. But it happens. And see, you know, they are not the people who created death and kifo. So why are we blaming them? But it's okay to blame. I'm not invalidating the pain of blaming. But now, because you're able to express this, healing becomes very easy. No wonder I'm saying personality. The extroverted people, they heal easily. They move forward easily, unlike introverted people. So when you keep things to yourself, you don't want to share, maybe out of shame, maybe out of your personality, it becomes now, eventually you'll find now your question, people committing suicide. Because that is the only way out. What is suicide? Me, I say suicide is, you know, these are people who are crying for help. You know, a change. And now the only change wanaona is not talking to people, is dying. Not that they want to die. They actually know repercussions of dying. You talk to people who have suicidal ideation, and they tell you, no, killing myself is not good. But I need a way out. And so way out is killing themselves. That is the only way out wanaona. Because maybe of their personality. The other issue is now the age.
Age of?
Age of the
people are departing?
Okay. For example, if you are retrenched at 58, I'm not invalidating that, but also it is not like umeandikwa you've only worked for 1 year. So you know now hiyo miaka umefanya nini? Because at 58 I'm imagining you need to have planned yourself. At 1 year ndio umeandikwa, there's nothing you've done. You don't even know how to manage your money. And then the next thing, Ama health, you know, even loss of health. Even being incapacitated. You see, that is still loss. You can imagine.
A major one, actually.
And a major one. So the age of now when the loss is happening. I'm not saying when you're dying at 140, we are saying it's okay. No. But we are saying
it's different.
It's different.
And let me ask, in case of loss, in terms of death or losing someone, is it like the way I grieve? Is it characterized by how the message will be, like how they'll break the news to me? Does it have an effect on how I'll grieve later? As long as nita grieve too?
Sometimes it has effects because, you know, like ukuje tu ambio, like now I'm in the studio. And then nipigiwe simu unaambiwa hebu patia Nyambura simu. And then unaambiwa
Nyambu, nani ayuko?
Definitely. You don't know how I cope with issues. I can even faint. I'll always remember. You know, no wonder people who've gone through losses, they tell you, I remember each and every word I was told. They tell you, no wonder we say, be very careful with what you're telling this person.
So delivering those news.
Yes, because they will remember how you delivered the news. You need to know, number one, where are you? When you want to give this news, I need to know where are you. Unaona, unaweza kuwa bafu and then you slide na sabuni and then what happens? Bafu ikue, si ndio? I need to prepare you. If, for example, it is about sickness, at least we need to know, you know, so and so was sick. Now this is how we say so and so was sick, and you know it was to go either way. You know, now I'm trying to prepare you before now I tell you. Now either way it has
gone this
way.
But either way, I don't think
it's never easy. Of course, we are saying loss is never easy, and we should validate people's pain when we see them going through this. No wonder when you're starting, you said. People sometimes they don't share because we don't allow them. We don't listen to them. Tunawauliza kwani ni wa kwanza kukufiwa. Unajua mimi kwanza mamangu alikufa, babangu me I've suffered through so many.
Sasa bebe no wako mmoja ananiambia nini?
Imagine.
And someone has lost a mother.
Imagine. So can you please listen to them? Actually, don't even offer solution.
Just listen.
Listen to them. Don't even give advice. Don't even tell people, you know, by the way, even once we tell people who are mourning, and they are very insensitive.
What are some of those words?
It is well. I start with it is well. How do you tell me it is well and I'm going through this pain? What is well? What is well? If I was to ask you, if I was to confront Nikuliza, what is well? Tell me now. Utanijibu nini? It is well my mother has died. It is well I've lost my job. It is well I don't have money. It is well like watu wale walibomolewa nyumba huko. Even if it's or whatever reason, how can you tell them it is well? Ati unaona vile ulifanya bidii, utapata ingine. Hata mtoto, you're very young, you're also very young.
Ati it's okay, no problem. God will bless you with another one.
Another one. Which another one? There is no another one. Uyo ni uyo. Ako hivyo. No.
So choose your words wisely.
Yes.
And if you've got nothing to say, don't say it.
Don't mute. Say it. Just listen.
Just be there. Actually, these people remember a person who came. They just seated there. They listened to me. They saw me. They were there for your presence. Actually, the most important thing is your presence. Just be there. Let them know. Let them see you. It encourages them. Because that time they are very sensitive. When a person is going through loss, they are very sensitive. So they catch. Kamiti aliniambia hivyo, Rachel akakuja akaongezea hivi. Hata na and then they keep it.
Ndio unakuta mtu anakuwa na people are angry with you even later and you wonder mimi nilimfanyia nini na nilikuwa na wewe through the whole process. But the words you say during the process,
and
right?
It is well.
But also I know that we still don't have a lot of time to malize. I want us to talk about the children. How are we supposed to prepare them for these? Because now for kids, I believe it's very hard. Say a young person, I may lose babake, I may lose mama. How are we supposed to tell them that now this one was your parent, but you'll never see them again? Akulize kwa nini? Ameenda wapi? How do you prepare young kids for death, for grief, or just for loss generally?
Number one, I say go to their level. Never assume mtoto ni kama wewe. Of course mtoto ni mtoto. So it is you now to go to their level and how they understand. Like you need to know from them, what do they understand by death? Because when you are relaying these messages, you don't want to lie. Ati unamwambia, unajua alienda safari, unajua daddy sasa mtamuona hivi karibuni kuna safari alienda. You are lying to these children. Remember, they will always remember.
And they will always wait for him.
Yes.
Because you said it was a journey
yes.
somewhere. Yeah.
And then what are you training them about death? So you go to their level and understand what they understand by death. And so you tell them, you know, in this life, now you are teaching them, in this
what
life, there is death. And death is when mtu anakufa, for example, and kukufa is like umeenda. Na akikufa, this is what happens. Na mtu anakufa kwa nini? Either because of sickness, either because of accident, either natural death, you know, all those. And then they'll ask you questions. So you answering according, no wonder I'm saying go to their level. Not them to come to your level. Ati you understand safari ni kifo. It's you to go. It is you to go to their level.
Na hii kitu ya kuambia watoto ati ameenda binguni or wamekuwa angels. I know certain kid aliambiwa ati mama ameenda but sasa ameenda kukuwa one of the angels, so do not worry, ameenda but sasa atakuwa na kuangalia all the time. Is it okay?
It's not okay. Where are you becoming an angel? Where are you basing that argument from? So that's another lie. Ukikufa umekufa. There is no relation. You know, ukikufa, there is no you coming back.
Between the living and the dead.
Yeah, iko wapi sasa? So tell them, mama amekufa, dada amekufa, your friend amekufa. Na because amekufa hautaimuona tena. Ile kitu itabaki, utakuwa ukikumbuka vile mlikuwa mnacheza na yeye, vile alikuwa anakufanyia. Hizo ndio vitu zile utakuwa ukifanya nini? Ukikumbuka. And then unamwambia, then after hivyo, hivi ndio inafanyikanga baada ya kifo. Kutaanza kuona watu. Kwa hivyo ukiona watu nyumbani, uelewe wamekuja juu ya kifo. They need to participate in this process. You don't need, unajua watu wanaambia wachukueni watoto mpelekeni kwa auntie, watakuja siku ya kifo, ama wale wako shule wacheni wakae huko.
Watakuja kujua baadaye.
Anakuja
kuonyeshwa kaburi.
Yes. No. Let everybody participate in that family. Kuanzia wadogo mpaka wakuu. So that they go through this process. Because I say, if you don't, kama hukuona this person who is dead, how will you believe? How do you even believe ukikuja kunionyesha ile kaburi ni ya so and so, niambie ile ni ya so and so, nitaamini aje? But if I was present, niliona watu wakikuja, niliona hata tukienda kununua jeneza, niliambiwa ataingizwa huko. Ninakumbuka hiyo asubuhi tulienda mochari, ninakumbuka watu wakimuona. Because of course you also don't, unless the child akwambia I want to see them.
You don't force them.
Yeah, you don't force them.
Angalie.
Kujeni muone hivi. No, you don't force them. So they'll see and they'll know so and so aliwekwa pale. And then hiyo siku ya mazishi, let them be close to there. Waone akiteremshwa. You know na? Waone
so they go through it.
They go through it.
Ndivyo unaambia sasa unaona venye alizikwa.
Bas.
Sasa ni hivyo.
Ni hivyo. Na imeisha hivyo.
I know for people when you're mbali, for example, maybe a child mwenye amesoma amemaliza ameenda abroad, they're studying, and know their parents are passed and they're not able to come, so wanakuja tu kwa na kaburi. How are they supposed to go through that?
Hii process yote kwanza with now the issue of technology, that's not ati unaweza sema is an excuse, because they can participate kwa maombolezi jioni. So we go live, si ndio? Nowadays you can, si ndio? Hiyo siku ya mazishi wataona, unaona. But even if for example they are not able to, when they're supposed to be informed of what is happening. Ujue kesho ndio tunaenda kununua sanduku, ujue leo ndio tunatafuta maua, ujue ndio tunanunua nguo, whatever people do. So they're supposed to be part even if they are far. And I recommend people to talk about the loss, especially in a family setup. Mukange jioni mumekaa hivi, and then munaanza kudiscuss about that person who has departed. Have a discussion. Yes, we are letting out. Remember, hatutaki anything ibaki wapi? If we were to navigate to now, this is normal grieving. Hatutaki kuwe complicated. Complicated is very difficult. Now, let's talk about this person. Let's talk about the time I was working. Let's talk how I was doing. So kila mtu anaongea.
Let's talk before the leg was amputated.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Ivo.
Don't run away from.
No, you go through it. Remember I said grief, you do what?
You go through it.
Through it.
But also what you've said, even as
Wow.
we have like 5 minutes, we need to read the messages. Ndio tuone what people
Kwanza mimi
are
niko na
going
kadhaa.
through.
Yeah.
Sindio? But also, you may understand what you're saying, that the stages hazijafuatana. So that unaweza pata in a family, maybe you lost one of the family members. Alafu, when you guys are talking, mmoja kwa acceptance, mmoja kwa anger, mmoja kwa grief. So mmoja anacheka about the situation, but the other anamwangalia unacheka nini. So now we are getting to understand why it's usually like that.
Yes.
So that maybe one of them ana make a joke, mwingine anamwangalia anamuza, are you even serious? Why would you be talking about it like that? Maybe anamwambia hauja heal, utafika mahali. But it's just that we are in different
stages.
We're in different stages of grief. So I think it's such an eye opener.
Kuna huyu ambaye anasema shalom, please one day maybe we'll talk about it. Organize to speak on closure on broken relationships or marriages. How now do you come to a closure? Alafu anasema there is loss after an operation when one part of the body is removed, maybe the breast or even the uterus. How does one deal with this? Wanjiko kutoka K West, nafikiri kwamba hiyo ni Kahawa West. But umesema grieving process is just as you have explained it.
Yes.
Right?
It's normal. Number one, people should know grieving is normal. It is natural. It is a way of expressing the pain that you're going through. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have someone?
I have someone here, anasema praise the Lord.
Amen.
Anasema hello Kamiti and Rachel.
Hello to you.
Anasema for me, I lost my husband. It was during COVID. Up to date, I don't believe my husband died with COVID. He was admitted on Saturday and the following day he passed. But in the beginning, I thought that they were hiding him somewhere, waiting that he'll come back to us. Anasema to see whether we loved him. Anasema but I used to say that the doctors and God know whether he died with COVID or surely, and usually from that time I don't like that hospital. Stataja jina.
So it is just normal.
It's
before
no,
accept.
Yeah, but now, 2020. Now we are in 2023. You see now,
3 years down the line.
Yeah, there is where she's stuck. That person is stuck. So no anger.
Anasema ati alikuwa naona ni kama walimficha mahali, atarudi kuona kama truly they loved him.
Yeah, so it's like in denial. Ako mahali ana observe kama you people mnanipenda, how move aje very fast. So this person will always be stuck because this person is watching. So he become a slave. Yes.
Anasema praise God, I'm Nancy. For me, I lost my 2 sisters last year in a span of 1 month. Guy. Wow, it was crazy, but I thank God we overcame it through prayers and speaking to different people. Have a blessed day.
Wow.
Within a month, 2 sisters. You're like, hey, okay.
Anasema praise the Lord. I lost my son last year, September. It's 1 year now. He was beaten by another student while in school. Okay. Anasema, and because we called him because he called him a nickname and he died on the spot. The boy was taken behind bars and went on, and we went on with the burial. And when everything was over, I told the boy to go and sue the boy. I don't understand. Anasema, when he was already, when the boy alikuwa cell already, it was the difficult thing. Your message is not clear.
Okay,
please resend your message.
Yes. Praise God, Kamiti and Rachel. I lost my son March this year and I have not healed until now. He was never sick, just I called his phone. There was no answer and I decided to go to where he was living. And I met my son down, hapo karibu na mlango. And that's how I lost my dear son. I'm Valentine kutoka kule Likomi. I think also how people die matters a big deal.
Nature of death, sudden. This person was not sick.
Yeah. Hey, we only have 3 minutes. I don't know if we are going to be able to read all these. Maybe we can do that when we come back. But for now, what would be your parting shot on how people deal with grief and how people are supposed to deal with grief?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rachel. I would say number 1, it's normal. I start by saying whatever you are going through, it's normal.
It's normal.
The feelings you are feeling, whatever you are going through, whether you feel like you just want to be alone, or you just want to be out there, it's very normal. And it is normal to grieve. And grief, I've said, it never ends. As much as we say time heals, time heals, it's true, but grief still remain. But now you know how to navigate. And I want to talk about now the 3 A's, where we are saying about you accept. Adjusting is now adjusting to the new life without feeling guilty. You know, like now you have a new partner, you have a new job, you're getting married again, you're having another child. It's not that you're replacing, you're moving, you're adjusting.
So it's okay.
It's very okay. Don't feel guilt. Don't beat yourself, because of what you're doing. The other thing is about now achievement. Now you are achieving because now there is a new life.
In a minute.
There is a new life, and so now this new life shouldn't make you feel bad. Sasa wananiona like this person is saying somebody is watch. No one is watching you. Huyu amekufa now. Ameenda. There's no relationship at all. And also, please, can you, psychologists and therapists, they're there. It's a safe place. But also always say, don't go for quacks. You go for quacks, you're disappointed. And then you say, how are psychologists? No. Psychologists are trained, therapists are trained, counselors are trained. Look for them, talk to them. Sometimes don't go there because you need solution. Just to kuiongea. If you're not able to, because of maybe 1, 2, 3, have a safe place, support system. Actually, for each and every person, identify your support system. Who is this person you can run to and talk to them.
All right.
Wow. Yes.
So we'll have another session.
We need
to have another session so that we can also have people telling us their experiences.
Okay.
Sindio? But for now, mwenye anataka kuongelesha, someone who'd love to call you, have a session with you, wanaweza kupata wapi?
Thank you. I'm located at Equity House here in Nakuru town. At Equity House, 3rd floor, room number 3. My number is 0720 1010 48. Equity House is next to Ereto Bookshop. Ereto Bookshop. That is where I'm found.
All right.
Yes.
And the number is on screen. So come on, unataka the contacts. There are the contacts. Thank you so much for coming. We'll really plan for another session. Sindio?
A Q&A.
It's very important.
Whereby now people ask questions and then you answer related to grief and so many other things, because people are going through different situations right now and they need people they can open up to. Because mtu akijifungia kwenye italipukia, it will be crazy. The media will be there to say this person did this, but it's only that person was not understood from the one. Kama angepata mtu akumshika mkono, hatunge end up kufika pale ambapo tumefika. Otherwise, thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you.
We're looking forward kukua na wewe tena siku nyingine.
Me too. Thank you so much for having me.
Karibu. Amazing.
So we're going for a short break and we'll be coming right back. Tukirudi tutakuwa, I don't know if we'll have another session ya kusoma the messages, but let's see how it goes. But we'll be coming for the today's inspiration and of course amazing songs.
Music.
So for that short break, then we'll be coming right back.